Why, hello, TradingView, YouTube, internet world. How are y'all today? Happy hump day. It's time for some no noise. We're live as per usual Monday, Wednesday, and Freitag or Friday for you English speaking people. Anyway, it's episode 364, the 3rd of April. Holy smokes. It's already halving month. Look at how fast that was of 2024, and it's about 10:30 in the morning. We're going to get it in, talk about some of this sell-off, which on the surface does not look super sexy, but on the lower time frames, we are just building a little flag on Bitcoin, so it's not too crazy. Oh, let's see. Anything standing out? The biggest thing right now standing out to me, continuing its run from, Monday, is oil and TNX. We are over 430 on TNX now, and we are comfortably above 83 on oil. Will that remain the case throughout this week? Would be very interesting. Those two things are very concerning for me in the long-term bullishness of pretty much everything, except gold, because gold is actually doing its job, being a nice inflation hedge, cracking that 2,300 level today. Also, big moves. Silver, very lovely to see it bouncing off of that. Hopefully, some of y'all got in on that trade. Very, very beautiful setup on silver over the last week. Other than that, that's the biggest things that stand out. And y'all know I'm going to be watching that oil like a hawk because, oh man, this could really get inflation going again if oil keeps rallying hard. So it is only the first week of getting over mega resistance of the low 80s. So we'll see how this week closes here in a couple of days. And outside of that, let's go ahead and get started with price action. We've got total market cap right on this trend line. Very, very important that we do not get a little bit lower in price across the board here. We are at a pretty critical level at this point from Monday. So if we kind of look over at, hold on, maybe. If we look over at Bitcoin, Mama Bear chart, we have breached this trend line. Now, is it official breach? No, not quite. It is just one day today, potential open and close. We still got 8.5 hours though. So, is this concerning? A little bit, but one candle does not make a trend. Now, if this keeps building underneath 66, 65K handle, then we might have something. We might have an issue there for sure. Other than that, though, it does just kind of look like some consolidation, sideways action into the halving, which is actually pretty good for longer term structure. You know, we didn't want this just to keep mooning all the way to 80 to 100K, all the way up into the halving. It would actually be nice for this to go sideways pretty much for another week or so, and just consolidate on these highs, kind of accept price above 60K. The one thing I would like to see, though, from bulls is making a higher high. This is a little bit weak sauce here. So kind of like I said, in the vein of consolidation and just going a little bit sideways. Nothing too crazy there. So while it does look kind of nasty and some people freaking out, hey, crypto be doing this all the time. We get little sell-offs, liquidation breaks, and then follow through. Because the weekly, hold up. Weekly still looks nice and bullish, just hanging out up here for the whole month. And we already did monthly candles last video, so we won't go over that. On the weekly, though, if this did close like this, we still got 4 days plus. That would look a little bit nasty on a weekly time frame because we have not had a engulfing candle since this one right here, which was pretty nasty, shooting star, and did end up bringing in another. If I can get my clicking on right, a little 10% sell off, nothing too crazy. And again, we are above the 21 comfortably. So y'all already know long-term trend doesn't really get threatened for me until the 21 is breached or we get a 20% correction from the all-time high, which would be right around here at about 74K roughly. I tried to look for that 20% pullback number. I could not find it. I found a different one for 50%, and that was the only one I could find, which we'll go show in a second because I do think that one's kind of interesting for future reference to kind of prep ourselves maybe for a good trade off of that, especially a nice little swing trade. But other than that, we're going to have to just redo the 20% one. I'm going to work on that after stream. I don't really want to do it live per se. I guess I could, but I'd rather do it outside of that. So I'll do that and kind of put up some numbers together and come out with that in the next stream or two. Anyway, Mama Bear, back to the daily. Yeah, a little bit nasty, but overall, this kind of just does look like a little flag up here, a little pennant kind of formation off of this rally. So nothing too crazy yet. Only if we started getting comfy below here, like I said a minute ago, or definitely if we take out this swing low at 62,000, that would be shitty. Let's see. We are getting a little comfy on the 458 here, but again, y'all see this between the long and short term moving averages. I hate taking trades between those, generally speaking, and a little weak sauce here on the bull side, not getting a higher high. And they definitely tried, but rejected. The 69K level is real serious. Which obviously, one, it's 69K, and two, that's the previous all time high from the last cycle. We do have a new little incremental high up here, but it was only up there for a few days. So um, while it does count, it's not super significant yet. Let's see. Anything? Yeah, we got DMI trying to creep up on the Bears, but pretty neutral for the most part. I think the worst part of the DMI for me right now is actually the 458. We did get the highest reading on this we've had since all the way back in, it was quite a while ago that it breached this. Oh, yeah, all the way back over here in December of last year, where we went sideways as hell for pretty much 2 months. So are we kind of in the same boat for that? That would actually really fall in line with the halving price action, because we generally do like to go sideways through the halving for a while before continuation, and it is around that 3 to 6 month area. So yeah, it wouldn't be the worst thing if we kind of just chop fest 3,000 until like May or something like that. That would not be super terrible for structure. The only thing, again, is if we start building too much structure below that mid 60,000 range, then we can start getting a little bit concerned on for the Boulahs. Let's see. Back to daily. See if there's anything else I want to mention. I don't think so. No, let's go to futures. So futures are still above their trend line. You can really clearly see that little pennant kind of flag formation off of this, which let's just put on our bullish goggles for a second and just have some fun. If we measured this little flag action and pulled a measured move from this, that would put us just over 100K. Woo doggy. Woo doggy. $1 million per Bitcoin. No, that's probably what people are going to start saying once we get close to 80 or 100, or should I say if we get there, because nothing's guaranteed in trading except you will take losses. That's the only one that is guaranteed. But other than that, weekly looks fine on this. We're okay for now. Would not like to see it engulf, but we still got a couple of days, so we'll talk about that on Friday. Let's go look at GBDC, the leader in price action. Ah, look at this. GBDC is not making a lower low. It is not really getting much below the 21 EMA. Let's go back to Flash here, which we are not very well below it, like a couple grand. But yeah, kind of still doing that flag again, same shit. Let's not lose this Tuesday, Wednesday from March 20th low, that little swing low. That would be very nasty for Bitcoin, and I could see a big pullback if that were to occur. I mean, just to jump back over to Mama Bear real quick, if that was the case, I could easily see mid 50s getting tagged on that, and that would shake out probably quite a few people, and that would be mega support zone. If long term we start building below mid 50s, whoo boy, I'd be watching out hardcore for my service that I pay way too much for, but you know what it is. Let's see. All right. Sorry, someone was asking me. What's up, Casey Lewis? Someone's asking me a question about my something I have listed for sale at one of the auctions here in town. Anyway, where are we at? GBDC kind of holding structure, having nice confluence with price on spot price. All right, let's go to Unicorn shirt, man. Deeper retrace on Unicorn. This candle right here does suck. There's no lie about that. The one from Tuesday. This is actually kind of nasty. It took out both EMAs and some major structure. I think just getting too comfy down here again in the same vein as Mama Bear would not be a good look. But I'm doing good, Casey Lewis. How are you doing, man? Good to see you, brother. Happy Hump Day. Um, um, the snap reaction from bulls right here should be pretty swift, and we should see it within the week. Definitely by next week, because if we start getting comfy below this, you could argue that this will start building lower lows. I'm sorry, lower highs, and kind of a lower low off of this part here. And again, that May 20th tweezer kind of bottom type structure that we've seen on most of these charts. If we don't get a snap reaction like that here relatively soon, I would start to be concerned as well for price. Now, we aren't at that level yet. We just have to be prepared for both sides, up and down, because we don't know shit. It could, we just got to do the best for probabilities. The best thing about this, though, is the H pattern. I do like that. So that also bodes very well for the snap reaction that we should be seeing from here if Bulas are very strong still. So they got their work cut out for them for sure. They've had it in easy mode for the better part of 3-4 months, and so now bears are actually testing them as they attempt to break out to highs. One thing that is interesting is Litecoin actually was rallying hard yesterday, kind of flagging out up here at the top range around $100. Not too shabby, Charlie. Higher highs, higher lows. Interesting. Who would have thunk Litecoin is actually one of the stronger charts in all of Cryptolandia? That's actually a good sign too, though. Litecoin has led the market a couple of times, and you want to see Litecoin participate in the rallies overall. Even I don't want to, maybe I don't want to say this, but I'm going to. Even more so than Ethereum. Litecoin's OG status, man. It's been around for a hot minute. I do really like this setup right here. Now, is it getting a little chop fest 3000? Yeah, definitely up 5, down 5, up 7, down 7, whatever. But hey, man, that ain't shit in crypto land, especially when volatility is expanded like it is now. 5-10% ain't nothing. And so just look at structure. Don't get caught up in the nominal numbers and the notional numbers and the percents, because they will get bigger and bigger as these coins get pricier and pricier. It's like we're up at 60 something K and Bitcoin moves 3-4 grand, which seems like a whole lot, but percent wise, it's not really that big. One of the best looking charts though right now in Cryptolandia is Litecoin. How funny is that? Let's see. Ethereum Classic kind of struggling. Most of these charts are going to look the same. We really need to stay above the 19th, 20th tweezer bottom type structure. And that's going to be pretty much across the board on most of these altcoins. So we're going to kind of fly through these a little bit. As there's not really much to add from Wednesday. Here's another H pattern in XR Pizzle, right on 58. This is it. This is, again, snap reaction. This is where the bulls need to defend right here. We start getting too comfy below these prices, another 5% or so from most of these, especially if they have structure like this, then we might want to be a little concerned. But bulls should be stepping up right here for at least, rallying to the other side of range. I'm not expecting new highs before the halving. I think that's already kind of played out. I think that was kind of a potential sell the news event, rallied really hard up to it. Everyone's getting hyped up. Now it's just time for kind of price acceptance. So very critical area here on XRP 58.65. You already know what it is. Same for XLM. Looking left, we're right atop structure. So bulls definitely need to step their game up here and attempt to at least make test the other side of range, and really need to make a little higher high, even if it's just incremental on this local tops from last week or so. Otherwise, it's kind of like, dude, what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? And again, there's some sus stuff in this rally. It is different this time, and I know those are famous last words, but we do have data to support that. We have all-time highs made before the halving. That's never happened before. And also the meme coin is like everything is meme coin pumping. It's really odd to me. I did not see that one coming. Usually meme coins don't rally until the end of the cycle. Now, there is something funny about that. Who's to say that this isn't already towards the end of the cycle? We don't know yet, right? I know everyone's assuming that we're just going to 100K, 200K, 200 million K, whatever it is, but no one really knows. And every time the halving happens too, it's going to be less and less of an issue. Plus, it's already written in stone. It's already like we already know you can pretty much extrapolate all the data, and it's a known thing. It's kind of a non-event at this point, especially when Bitcoin rewards are only 3, and then they'll go to 1.5 coins, and then and most of the coins are already issued anyway. What is it, like 19 million of them or something are out, so there's not really that many left. Anyway, I digress a little bit. Oh yeah, Tron is trying to do some bumping and running. Again, same vein, needs to hold that 19th, 20th zone. Maybe bumping and running here. We'll see if Mama Bear can pick up the morale here a little bit in crypto land. A little deep of an H pattern, but nonetheless, definitely an H pattern. So again, it's following that same MO of most charts right now. Bulls should be stepping in here very soon. If not, we will have to be a little bit concerned. But we'll know a little bit more by the end of this week. Here's another H pattern. Hard to short into. That's what these kind of stand for. So bulls should be rallying from this level. This is generally a bullish resolved pattern most of the time. So again, we're same shit. Bulls need to make themselves known and rally at least to the other side of range. And this should be happening, I would say. Not all-time highs or anything super crazy, but we should get at least a test of, other side of range before having, just to kind of build out the structure a little bit, because that is only a couple of weeks away. What a doozy in this couple weeks. We got the halving plus the eclipse. Yay. This one, man, what sucks about this? This actually looks like a complex head and shoulders type pattern. Is it going to keep doing this and this and this and this and this? No, I'm just kidding. This does look kind of like a head and shoulders type pattern. But again, it's so simple right now that 19th and 20th little tweezer bottom area, right around there is the line in the sand, especially for the lower time frames. High time frames on everything are still bullish, but on lower time frames, we start building below there. That will creep up into the high time frames, and then we got something to really talk about. But again, same kind of shit on this chart as well. Same for EOS, making this little H pattern style right on top of range. This should be where the bulls pick up. What should bulls do? What would bulls do? What is that? WWBD? What would bulls do? Or bears? I guess it works both ways. Yeah, it needs to stay above 90 cents on this. Again, we want to see some rallying by the bullas here soon. BCH already did some rallying really hard. Almost hit the 7.5 target, staying shy a little bit. This and Litecoin actually have the most relative strength in the market right now that I've seen. At least that whoops, sorry, that was a little noisy. At least that I've seen. Man, only one ticker, Casey Lewis? What the heck? All right. Goes from like 20 to 1. Well, that's cool, I guess. Maybe you got some more loaded up. They're just not coming through yet. I know my stream disconnected a couple times, so. All right. Get really good above 500 on this. So one of the better looking charts in crypto land. Also, to be fair, Bitcoin SV is still above its trend line, still looking fairly good. Not near as deep of a retrace. And you can see that the bullas are already kind of getting a nice little reaction here, which is what we want to see on most cryptos, especially Mama Bear. XMR, poor privacy coins. Here's that little 20th, 1920th tweezer bottom. Very important we stay above that. Is this a good buy on Monero? Whoops. You could definitely argue that about 10% risk to that swing low and a little bit more, about 17% to the ultimate local low. So yeah, you could definitely argue that for sure. Zcash back below 29. Garbage. What are you doing with your life? Look where it's getting caught though, kind of like everything else inside of the bodies of the tweezers. Pretty standard. If you haven't kind of gotten the feeling of all these charts, it didn't feel like it. All right, fair enough. Let's see. Above 33 handle looks pretty good. Decent snap reaction yesterday. So that's kind of what we're looking for across the board here. Bears are trying to creep in, though, on DMI. We actually are in the power zone on DMI. That has not happened since back over here wow, November. Not even in any of this did they get strong back in November, which did lead to a little snap reaction. Interesting. Okay. Doji Poo selling off a little bit, but again, thank you, Spectrum, you dickheads. All right, let's go to weekly. Yeah, I mean, this chart looks pretty damn sexy still, especially above 16 and a half or so. And look where it's getting caught on a little doji type hammer candle right on the 21. If it closes like this today, that would actually look pretty damn sexy. And I would expect a little continuation to the upside off of that. STX finally doing something. It's been sideways for a long time. But man, one of the better looking charts as well, up there with Litecoin. And Doge, actually, it does have a really good chart too. Looks very good above $3. Anything back below, you already know the 20th area. Watch out. That 20th candle is very important. TrueFi all the way up to that 20-ish cent target. Now we're just coming back to retest and build structure out. This is actually pretty nice looking, especially if it holds about 11-cent handle. Nothing to be too ashamed of there. Looks pretty good. You can see all this nice pump volume. The volume just dies off as we do liquidation. If we can get a big girthy candle with a good volume spike on it, that would look good for probably a retest of these highs and possibly beyond. And anything past about 19 cents, our next target is 28 on that. XRD looking about the same shit, different day. Needs to stay above this consolidation zone of about 640. And that's 6.4, I guess I should say, and clarify. And then VeChain. I'm so glad I didn't click that on accident. They should have a feature where this is locked, so if you accidentally do click it, then you don't have to rearrange all your tickers. Lame. Anyway, consolidation like a mofo. Same shit, different day. Stay above this 20th candle or the holiday pump. Easy peasy. Atom, another little H pattern right there. Actually, a pretty big hump on that one. Really needs to get back above 12 and a half. This, again, man, the same chart almost on everything. 90% of stuff has this type of chart. So bulls need to show some kind of fortitude coming up here within the week or so. Same here. It's like a skinny H pattern right in the middle of range. I mean, real good support at 1-teens, but really needs to get back over 145 to start looking a little sexy. Ton kind of like looks really good up here, just floating up this dang trend line. Now, did yesterday's candle look a little bit shitty? Yeah, definitely kind of engulfing the last 5-6 days or whatever this is, 10 days. But hey, as long as it's staying above 420 and these trend lines, it looks pretty damn sexy. Matic, another H pattern. Wow, how weird. It's like crypto is trades together or something. ES is getting a little selling pressure as oil and TNX break out. That's definitely not very sexy for the bulls and long-term, clarity for the rates and where they're going to be going. But as long as it's above that 5250 area, it's okay. And you can see that was confirmed yesterday as we dipped down 10 points below it and immediately closed back above there. So that is just confirmation that area is kind of the pivot point short-term wise. If we go to a weekly, no, that's it. All right, let's see. Same for NQ. You already know the deal. It's about 18.3. As long as we're above that, it's okay. It is struggling a little bit, losing some Momo. But until it really loses that 18.3 level with conviction, it's been doing this slow grind to the top for a while. Same here, same shit, different day. Only starting to lose these trend lines and some of these important levels. 39K on this one, the 18.3 and 52.50 on ES. So as long as they're holding up, it's all right. Russell continuing to get slapped. Yesterday, it got hit pretty hard, 40 points and almost a 100-point sell off right off of this high. And that was the same time, pretty much, that we're seeing TNX and stuff break out and oil break out. This is more sensitive to actual real economies, not so much fake financing, if you will, with the NASDAQ and some of the other things. We won't go on that rant though. But it does look still very decent as long as it can hold above that 2060s. 2060 handle is extremely important to hold for Russell. We do not want to see Russell start building below 2060-ish. That would be very bad for the Bulls in this. The trannies, oh, look, they're still sideways. That's cool. It actually still looks decent above 15.6. Nothing really to add to that. VIX trying to pump still. This is along with TNX and oil. This is probably the most concerning chart for bulls across the board. If this starts breaking out more, man, watch a layaway. Watch a layaway. This could be a false breakdown, getting ready to test the other side of range, which is only about $1, $2 higher than this. If bears wanted to get real crazy, they might test the other side of this formation, which would be all the way up at 18. Ooh, that would be a nasty sell-off on the Dow. I'm sorry, on S&P, because that's what those are based off. All right, oil. Oil, very nice move for the Boulos and oil. Very beautiful. Why is this not doing the thing? There it goes. Very beautiful here. Let's see. I mean, above $83. This is BAF mode, man. Bullish AF all the way through. Let's go look at the weekly. Yeah, we're about to get a weekly open and close above 82 handle. That's very important. It's even about to weekly an open and close above this one, which is the first attempt. And then the last time it did go up to our target of about 95, just shy of there. And so, man, are we on the ball for that $10 move in oil, dude? I think that would really freak the market out a little bit, because it adds a little bit of uncertainty to the inflation metrics from our lovely Fed. Nat gas pumping a little bit. Another little contract roll, it looks like. A lot of resistance at $2, but over $2, this thing probably does fill this gap here at about 250. So that could be a good trade coming up. TNX, oh snap. It's breaking out now. It's not a super strong breakout. You can see the bears are trying to slap it, but we did get 2 higher wicks the last 2 days, and we do have almost chrono cross on this. It's a very bullish setup for TNX. So especially if this weekly closes like this too, we get a nice girthy weekly open and close above this previous high, and all this structure could look real nasty for rate stuff, and also, well, just pretty much rate stuff all the way. I mean, because no one thinks. I went through the Fed fund futures earlier, and I didn't see anyone voting that we were going to hike at all. When I went out a year, I think one was like 0.4% was the only one I could find. So no one's expecting that at all. And if that did start growing, pretty much bet your ass that would coincide with lots of selling. Let's see. All right. Sorry about that. Good morning. What's going on? Patuan 714. How are you today? Hope your hump day is going lovely. Let's see. Euro trash rallying. Oh, that's kind of interesting on TNX. Huh. I'm kind of surprised the dollar isn't rallying more with TNX breaking out. I mean, we do know it has a lot of resistance at 105. We've watched that level for a hot minute, and then you got that trend line right above it. So interesting on that. Let's see. You can do it, man. All right. Yeah, Chrono Cross on the dollar. This should be breaking out with TNX. That is a little bit different. I mean, you have gold moving up and silver moving up as TNX is breaking out, which is kind of odd. Huh. Huh. All right. I need to chew on that for a second. Speaking of gold, look at this shit. Woo! Hit our target at 2,300. Beast mode. Top end of this target is just shy of 25. That would be crazy if it just keeps running through this. Anything can happen, though. Very bullish above about 2230, 2250, like somewhere in there. And we are deep in the forgotten zone on the bears. They are at 6. Damn, when was the last time we had a reading of 6? Let's go look. That's crazy low. All the way back in February of 22. Oh, that wasn't that long ago. I thought it'd be longer. Let's see what happened there. Oh, that's when the mega pump happened. Look at that. Well, 10%. Just pampale way. And then the last time it happened before that was 21. Weirdly enough, all in the very beginning of summer. And here's a couple over here too. Oh my gosh, hold up. We need auto scale. What are you doing? Yeah, so that's pretty rare. Generally, those are met with selling. So, is it worth taking profits off right here? Probably. I mean, you do have some major resistance depending where you're at. I mean, at minimum, if you like got this breakout candle, you're up a nice $100 on that. So you got maybe another 100 and $150 to go. Volume isn't great on this pump. You can see it's below average on the volume meter. There's no little turtles sticking out at the top. So, and just a little bit frothy when you've got one of the DMIs all the way down in single digits, especially 5, 6, 7, like that. You know, that's super low. And that's generally where you're going to get the bulls come in and attempt to slap it. So interesting. Interesting. Hopefully some of y'all got on the silver train. Very beautiful. We were talking about this last week as an entry. If gold is going to keep up, that, and we had the vol flashes. If y'all aren't using the vol flashes, I don't know what you're doing with your life, but don't listen to me. I'm just some idiot on YouTube, whatever, and TradingView. But man, they are just magical things. Now they are directionless, but you have to use, some TA and some structure points and stuff like that to, give you a little bit of an edge there. But man, we were talking about that last week. Beautiful, beautiful run there. Now, is this an all-time high off this structure? Their intermediate structure it is. Wow, we almost tapped 27. Actually, we did, didn't we? 27 on the dot. If you look up here, up on this top part, where it's got the OH open, high, low, close, we actually literally hit 27.000. Oh, man, so there's obvious resistance at $27, which you can see here when it got immediately rejected. So, again, are we going to get a little bit of selling pressure from the bears? Probably. This is pretty aggressive pumping too, especially on gold. Platinum's catching up. Very nice. Over 950. This bitch could run easily 50 to $100, especially if gold and silver stay bid. And you can see palladium actually looks kind of like a buy right here. I actually like this setup. It hasn't caught up, and you only got about a 4% risk on this, with a minimum run to probably this trend line, about 1,100. So that's already a 2-to-1. That's pretty simple risk. You usually don't get real good entries like that on precious metals. Palladium is kind of hard to trade, though. There are a few ETFs you can use for it, but other than that, not great. GDX, beautiful above 32. Let's go. Now, this is a little pumpy. Would like to see a little consolidation here, but nonetheless, market doesn't care what I want to see. This looks fucking real good. $32. Chrono Cross. We'll get the slope looking a lot better in a few days as the 200 curls up. Very nice. Will this get met with rejection, though? That is the only problem. You can see every time it gets outside of this right here where it put the M top. Outside of that one, though, every time it hits right over 32, it does get rejected. So, 4 out of 5 times gets rejected. Maybe it won't this time. All we have to do is watch price. As long as we stay above 32, looks good. GDXJ catching up all the way up to $40. Damn. Mega resistance at, you already know, 42. Are we going to see the same thing round tripping? Maybe. As long as we're above 39, though, it does look super sexy. All right, let's go to blockchain stuff. Let's go to our little index here. Beautiful. Higher highs, higher lows. Looks very good. Very nice. I like that a lot. This actually looks better than most of the shitcoin charts. So not too bad. Coin, what does coin look like? Coin looks decent. Cores looks okay. Sideways as hell. I'm long this one. I feel like I want to add to it a little bit. It hasn't really broke out yet, but man, look at this sideways. It hasn't done shit since it got out of bankruptcy. Literally just a little dollar range, just ping ponging, and most of that actually is just between 3 and 350. So whatever though, we'll just call it a dollar range. Oh look, they almost hit their earnings estimate, only off by 3,500%. All right, so maybe that's why it's going sideways as hell. Mara still building out a nice chart. You had this little doji candle, shooting star, which ended up getting a little bit of follow through to the downside, but off the weekly, it still looks beautiful. Another couple weeks, we'll get full chrono cross, but this looks still really good above 17 handle. Other than that, what's MicroStrategy doing? Hut's finally trying to rally. I don't like that MicroStrategy is pumped so hard like this. This looks a little frothy, but hey, Bitcoin does that sometimes. Green is not doing shit. It's only down a lot. Like, why is that even on there? What am I doing? What is this on here for? Let's clean this chart up. There we go. It does look decent above like $3, but yeah, it's not great. Market doesn't really care about it apparently. Let's go to sector majors just to see oil. Man, oil stocks have been rallying super hard. I need to tag your DTM real quick. Let's go ahead and do that now before I forget. DTM for Casey Lewis. More midstream. Speaking of, yep. Casey brought up a couple cool things in the last, probably 2-3 weeks or so, something like that. He was showing lots of midstreams, tankers, energy companies breaking out, and kind of before oil was. I mean, look at this move, man. Down to move. This thing is up there, above 60, bullish as hell. Is it getting a little frothy? Kind of. Oh, look, here's the vol flash again. Great example. Sideways, boom. Continuation. Lovely. Big move. And it usually happens within 7 candles, generally. Anyway, looks very good. Is this already a measured move? Let's kind of pull a fib here. Yeah, we got a 1618 already hit off of that. And really, man, what was after that? Let's see. Let's redraw it. Is $70. So $70 would be the next target on this guy. And we got real good support. I'd say at about $60 flat. So we got $60 looking for 68. Yep, perfect. Love it. Love it. It's a good one, man. You got light work for me today, brother. All right, I think that's probably it. Let's go look at weed stonks real quick. Are they still pamping? Oh, snaps. They are. Sundial is finally pamping. Oh, damn it, Sundial, you son of a dial, dude. What the? I can't believe I missed that one. We had talked about that a lot earlier in the year about Sundial. I totally missed that one, though. Can't catch them all. MJ rallying, dude. Something's up in the weed market, y'all. We've been talking about it. Cron again, getting follow through. Woo, doggy. Dang, boys and girls. She-ite. ACB's up 27%. Holy Nikes. Oh my God. Beautiful. Let's go. Very cool. Very cool to see that. Weed, the market's sniffing something out on weed. It has been for a while. Now, is this just 420 love? Yeah, maybe. Also, though, it could be something related to descheduling or some kind of news coming up about the Fed. I mean, election year is coming up or is right now. And, that's when they like to bring shit up. But beautiful, beautiful charts. Hopefully, some of y'all participated in those moves. Awesome stuff there. Other than that, I think it's time to sign off. Mama Bear, don't be a bitch right here, okay? What are you doing? Just consolidate. That's okay. It's fine. Just don't go below the 20th candles. We don't want to see that. We have lots of H patterns on altcoins, so that's good. Those are usually hard to short. And so as long as we just kind of keep building this structure and don't get too comfy below the mid 60K on Mama Bear, should be all right. And is this a buy the dip opportunity? I nibbled a little bit. I got some ETH futures, and I know a couple of my buddies also did the same thing. Nibbled a little bit as well on yesterday's wick down. So still getting a little bit of opportunity today as we haven't rallied super hard. Daily doesn't close for about 8 hours though. Lots of time. So just don't build structure below this. These H patterns, we need to see this reaction from the bulls pretty much within the week, preferably by this weekend, really. And maybe we'll get moonshot on moon covering day coming up here soon. That'd be funny, huh? Anyway, much love, guys. I will see y'all Friday. I hope you have a beautiful hump day. It's an awesome day down here in Central Texas. It's like 70s, sunny, slight wind. It's awesome. Great day. Hopefully it's the same around you guys. Anyway, I will see y'all on Friday morning. Much love. This is No Noiz. I am Z-Rex. Peace.